In the cool, thin air of the Andean highlands, long before the arrival of European ships, the Muisca people thrived. Their world was one of intricate social structures, skilled craftsmanship, and deep spiritual beliefs. Central to their cosmology was the sacred Lake Guatavita, a perfectly circular body of water cradled in a collapsed volcanic crater. This lake was not merely water, it was a portal to the gods, a place of immense power and reverence. The Muisca believed their water goddess resided in its mysterious, silent depths. To appease this deity and to inaugurate a new ruler, they performed an extraordinary ceremony. This ritual gave birth to the legend of El Dorado, the Gilded Man. When a new chieftain rose to power, he became the living embodiment of this offering. His attendants would strip him naked, an act of humility before the gods. Then, they would anoint his entire body with a sticky resin of turpentine. Finally, they blew fine gold dust over him through slender reeds, transforming him into a living statue of gold. The new chieftain, gleaming under the Andean sun, was a breathtaking sight. He would then board a ceremonial raft, laden with more treasures of gold and emeralds. His most noble attendants, their faces stoic, would paddle him to the precise center of the sacred lake. As silence fell upon the shore, the gilded chieftain would offer the treasures to the lake. He cast handfuls of precious objects into the silent, waiting depths. Then he himself would plunge into the icy water, washing the gold from his body. This final act completed the sacrifice, renewing the covenant between the Muisca and their gods. The shores would erupt in celebration. A new era had begun. This was the truth of El Dorado, a ceremony of renewal, not a city of material wealth. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, this story was inevitably twisted. They were men driven by an insatiable hunger for gold, a fever that had gripped an entire empire. They heard whispers of the Muisca ceremony from neighboring tribes. In their language, filtered through greed, the Gilded Man became a place. The story of the ritual morphed into a legend of a city with streets paved in gold. It became a kingdom where emeralds were as common as stones. This phantom city, this El Dorado, became the ultimate prize, an obsession that would cost countless lives. The first to systematically chase this phantom was Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada. In 1536, he led a brutal expedition from the coast of Colombia into the interior. His men suffered from starvation, disease, and attacks from unseen foes. After nearly a year of hardship, they finally conquered the Muisca. Quesada found gold, more than he had ever seen, but it was not a city's worth. He had found the source of the legend, but not the legend itself. His discovery only fueled the fire for others, who believed he had simply missed the real prize. Another expedition, led by Gonzalo Pizarro, set out from Quito in 1541. This was one of the largest and best-equipped expeditions ever assembled. They plunged into the Amazon basin, a green hell that would consume them. Their fine clothes rotted, their armor rusted, and their food ran out. Pizarro's lieutenant, Francisco de Orellana, was sent downriver to find food. He and his men were swept away by the current, unable to return. They made an epic journey, becoming the first Europeans to navigate the length of the Amazon River. They found no gold, only starvation, disease, and rumors of warrior women. Pizarro, after waiting in vain, limped back to Quito with only a handful of survivors. The failure was catastrophic. Yet the legend of El Dorado only grew stronger. If it was so hard to find, people reasoned, its riches must be even greater. The location of the mythical city began to wander. It moved from Colombia, deep into the Amazon, and then to the highlands of Guyana. The English courtier, Sir Walter Raleigh, became the legend's next great champion. He was convinced the city, which he called Manoa, was in Guyana. In 1595, he led his own expedition up the Orinoco River. He did not find Manoa, but he returned to England with stories that captivated the public. He wrote The Discovery of Guyana, a book that cemented the legend in the European imagination. For years, Raleigh was imprisoned in the Tower of London for political reasons. Secured his release by promising King James I he would find El Dorado without offending the Spanish. His second expedition in 1617 was a desperate, final gamble. It ended in complete disaster. His men clashed with the Spanish, and in the fighting, Raleigh's own son was killed. Heartbroken and defeated, Raleigh returned to England to face his fate. He was executed, a final victim of the golden phantom he had chased for so long. Even after Raleigh's death, the search continued for another 2 centuries. Countless anonymous adventurers perished in the jungles, their stories lost to time. The legend became a fever dream, a madness passed down through generations. The age of reason, however, began to dawn. In the early 19th century, the scientist and explorer Alexander von Humboldt traveled through South America. He was a man of logic and observation, not myth and fancy. He investigated the El Dorado legend, tracing it back to its source. He visited Lake Guatavita, studying the geology and the local traditions. Humboldt concluded, with scientific certainty, that the city of El Dorado had never existed. He confirmed the reality of the Muisca ceremony, but debunked the Golden City. His work began the final disillusionment with the myth. Yet some still tried to find the treasure. Attempts were made to drain Lake Guatavita to recover its offerings. Some artifacts were found, beautiful Muisca goldwork, including a famous ceremonial raft. But the findings were a pittance compared to the boundless wealth of the legend. They were proof of the ceremony, but the final nail in the coffin for the City of Gold. Today, El Dorado is no longer a destination on a map, but a powerful metaphor. It represents the ultimate, unattainable prize that people chase. It is a story about the destructive power of human greed. It is a cautionary tale about how stories can be twisted and weaponized. The true treasure was never the gold itself. The real wealth was in the vibrant culture the conquistadors destroyed in their frantic search. The Golden City was never real, but the quest for it changed the world. It drove the exploration of a continent and the drawing of its first troubled lines. The lost city of El Dorado remains lost because it was never there to be found.